Oy vey, can I just get an intro right? Welcome back, guys. I've been trying way too many times. We're just gonna do it casual. We're gonna be sitting down here. Welcome back to Tiger's TCG Den. How you doing? It's been a couple of weeks now, hasn't it? It's been a little bit. Let me go ahead and explain after this little thing. Okay. Welcome back, guys. So, where have I been? Basically, I have been swamped with in-person selling. I have now worked with another company called Tesoro in Cultured Vibe in Escondido, California. I now work the booth with my friend Danny, and basically, I'm just operating over there for a while, and it's been taking a lot more time out of my day-to-day schedule. Not to mention, as I put in a previous video, I was sick, so I wasn't feeling my best, but boy, did I miss a lot. So it turns out the entire market decided to just go ahead and crash, just get back to being normal. I don't know. I started looking at some of the numbers, and we're going to go over that in a little bit here. Overall, I think it's more of just a correction, and I think it's kind of a cooling off period right before we get into Destined Rivals. There's a lot of discussions over tariffs, and that's speculation all over the market, but honestly, it doesn't make any sense. I would think that it would actually increase the purchasing rather than decreasing the purchasing. So something is a little amiss here that I'm not fully understanding. But let's go ahead and jump into our presentation of the news, as it is officially your week in Pokemon. Okay, so we're just going to blast right on through everything here. So we are seeing a lot of reveals for Team Rocket, The Glory of in Japan. We see that there is a Huntail and Gorbis release. Looks like we got an AR or an IR in English of the Clam Pearl, which is very cool. It kind of reminds me of the what is it called? Not the Lunatone. What is that one where it's the fish? You know the one I'm talking about. The fish one. I'm going to add a little picture somewhere right here. That one right there. That's what it reminds me of. Pretty cool. Kind of dig it. We didn't see very much more in terms of like full arts. We did see, you know, the legendary birds. As you can see here, we have our Moltres release. Does look like these are going to be more of like the Rockets admin. Now, I am interested to see if we're going to be seeing like Team Rocket Grunt, you know, Team Rocket admin, or just Rockets, you know. But we are seeing, you know, a large selection of different Rocket Pokemon, which is pretty cool. I love the Weezing. A lot of people don't like him. I think he looks pretty cool. But yeah, look, we got even the Team Rocket Ball. Pretty sick. Lots of Rocket cards being released. We do see also the Tyranitar. Not seeing any of those big, heavy SIRs or IRs being released quite yet. We did get a full art of Moltres, so we can assume that there would be another one for Zapdos and Articuno, but who knows? I do know that Articuno got a, you know, IR in the last set, so maybe not. But let's take a look here. We also have a product lineup coming up with the new set for the 5th gen release, so that's pretty exciting. But we will see. It's going to be our special edition set. We'll get more into that as we hear more news about it. We also saw, and I believe this was today, the Hypno got officially released, which it does look like the Hypno is in the barracks. So it does look like there's some kind of uniformed theme beyond Rocket. It does look like there's actually a lot of like internal workings, like a lot of Pokemon are in the base with the Rocket members, which is pretty sweet. Okay, next up, we have to talk about this market crash or correction or whatever it is that's going on. So we're going to go to TCG Player. Obviously, Journey Together came out, and it was flying off the shelves in the beginning, and now things have started to cool off. I will tell you this. I saw Lily's Clefairy in person, and at the time, it was worth about $250, and now I'm seeing it at $206. I've also seen the Salamence in person, as well as the Zoroark. Pretty cool cards. You know, a lot to be taken away by seeing them physically in hand. This set for me personally was not a big peak moment for me, mainly because I did feel that this is more of a cutesy set. There are a few cards that really piqued my attention, the Salamence being one of them, as well as the Whale Lord. Let's see if we can find it. Here it is. This thing, I want this one in person badly. I think this is such a cool card, but I mean, look at the values, just absolutely tanking, and we're still going down. So things can continue to go down. Now, this is normal. This is something that every set goes through between the first week to 3 weeks, possibly further on. All of the markets will naturally come down, and then it'll begin to come back up and settle. The main thing that's really shocked me is the Journey Together boxes are extremely affordable. I mean, we were seeing these things, look at this, $100. I was seeing it being sold for $95 easy in person, and now we're down to 70 bucks. So it's not something that a lot of scalpers are going to be able to just grab and flip on eBay, which ultimately is, I think, adding a lot of misconceptions over a crash, where it's simply not a crash. It's just where it should be. Most cards and most sets and most products should be around where they are right now in the initial lineup. Now, where we are starting to see a crash is more in like 151. Now, it is happening to the sealed product to an extent, but the thing that really caught my attention more than anything was the liquidity of the products themselves just not moving. So there is a significant discount for those people who wanted to say the Charizard, right? Here it is. It's coming down. Previous high sitting up at 250, and now we're at 220. And we did see a large, not a huge buyout, but a fair amount being sold at 240. And now if we look over the past couple days, let me bring this down. Over the past couple days, there has been no purchasing of the Charizard from 151 at all. Now this is the chase card, so that is really interesting to me. Also, booster bundles, they are once again, it's this constant force between being a $70 product and a $55 product. It always is going back and forth, but it tends to float around that like 65 area, you know, $60 area. It is quite a ride. I mean, I don't think I've seen anything fluctuate this much, and I know on the long graph it'll be fine, but the booster bundles for 151 have always been a very precarious product to purchase, but they seem to be one that just holds its value overall, and the market just continues to absorb them. So if you see them for a reasonable price, it's not a bad idea to pick them up, as we are seeing a lot of fear in the market, yet you know it's still holding around that $60 to $70, which means that 151 products are continuing to be $10 a pack. That seems to be the sweet spot for them. Now, a product that is not really moving, not really going down, not really going up is Prismatic. Prismatic is continuing to be the Gambler's Premium set, and there is rumors of a massive reprint. We did see Danny Phantom talk about it, but it looks like that is not going to happen per some other sources that I was reading, or that the reprint was going to be extremely small. And not this big, you know, here it comes moment that we were all hoping for. So I once again, I just think that it's going to stay, and the market price seems to have really settled around 130. It hasn't moved very much. It's been, you know, in the past sitting up to 150 in the very beginning, then it came down to 111, and it's kind of once again just kind of floated around this 130 area. And with all this market speculation talk over the last week and the tariffs and stuff, you think that it would start to adjust, but it's not moving. It looks like Prismatic is going to be that over $100 ETB going forward. Now, maybe it will start to adjust, but guys, I really don't know if the market correction is going to be that strong. I do see a lot of demand in person. I am seeing a lot of consumers still coming and buying cards. We are seeing a lot of the singles go down, but a lot of the singles were artificially high. There at no point should have been Obsidian Flames Gloom's sitting at $25. It's a very cool card, but it's appropriately priced around $10. Maybe 7 should be really where it's at. It's a cool card, but it's not a $25 card. And there's a lot of other examples of that. And as these begin to come down and correct, because I really feel this is just a correction, a lot of people are freaking out. So I just want to talk about that. The other thing, though, is that it's kind of a slow news week. I came back in thinking that it was going to be a lot more busy, a lot more chatter, a lot more going on. We haven't even seen the Destined Rivals drops on Walmart. There's not really much going on other than mainstream politics determining what's going on in this market, which I don't want to get too far into. But I just think that we're all kind of in a holding pattern. I think that tax season, some people owe, some people are getting. A lot of the people who get taxes back submit it as soon as possible because to them, they find it as a cool financial return that they can then spend on whatever. But a lot of the people who own businesses and stuff, large purchasers, people who buy tens and tens of cases, hundreds of cases if they get the opportunity. Those types of people are probably not as excited during tax season and probably owe a little bit realistically. So I feel like a lot of the sealed product is not pushing as much as it used to, mainly because there's just a lot of people who are focusing on other things. We are also entering the summer months, which as other people have talked about in other videos I'm sure you've watched, summer months tend to slow down this consumer, interest as well. It's kind of a normal thing. People are outside, they're with their families, they're spending money on different things. I mean, it could be as simple as them buying new clothes to get ready to go to the beach, buying new boogie boards, buying, whatever it may be, summer vacation. So there's just not as much money flowing in the hobby. But overall, the main takeaway of this week is that Journey Together is not a flipper set. It's a standard set, as it should be. And, 151 seems to be powering through it, and Prismatic seems to be powering through it. In fact, I looked over kind of everything, and there was no crazy drops. The only thing that really was a crazy drop was Journey Together, which was to be expected. But yeah, even on, X, I wasn't seeing a ton of information. Again, we have this kind of stuff, but nothing crazy. Lots of deals. If you're into deals, Safari Zone dropping a lot. But other than that, that's about it, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for hanging out, and don't worry, the market's fine. Enjoy the hobby. Just take it easy. I'll catch y'all later. Bye. Stress.